Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. Today we're talking about Miller Zoo. This is published by Randolph Games. We got it from Hachette Distributing in the U.S. here. This is designed by, I hope I'm saying this right, Thomas Deganay L'Esperance. That is a fun name to say, if it's right.
Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out and hit that notification bell. Okay, Ryan, Miller Zoo.
All right, back to Miller Zoo. This is a game that was when it was first kind of talked about to me. I was told that this is a real zoo in Canada, Miller Zoo, and all of the characters that you come across are real employees of the zoo, and all the animals that you come across are real animals that are in the zoo. I think that is a really cool touch to the real world, connecting those two things, and it made me endeared to the game just out of the gate. But what I didn't realize was this is also a legacy-style game. So we cracked it open, we played our first game, and we're like, there's more! So that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the very first kind of intro game, and then as the game goes on, more and more complexions happen. A lot of times with a legacy game, there's a narrative arc to it, right? Yeah. And because of that, there's spoilers that change things, and we're going to do our best to not give out spoilers. However, the things that you learn about and open up in this game are not narrative-based, and in fact, they're not even really secrets. They're just more things that happen as they happen. Yeah. Changes to the difficulty level, things like that. So if we do give a spoiler, sorry, but at the same time, they're pretty mild. They're not anything that's going to wreck your gameplay. All right, so give me a quick overview of how to play that first level game. All right, here's our setup for Miller Zoo. The whole point of this game is we're trying to get these animals received into the rest of the zoo. We have another stack of animals there. As we finish those, we're going to keep on going. Once we get all of them out there on the board, we have won the game. We have also 3 different habitats. We have 1, 2, 3 habitats. We have our receiving area. Those are going to be different locations that we're going to be moving around to on the board. We also have 2 decks of cards. We have our resource deck, and we have our crisis deck. The crisis deck is going to be bad things that happen that we're going to have to address, but we're going to use our resource deck to move around and handle those crises. Every player is going to get a player card. So let's say we're playing a 2-player game with Christian and Emily. What's going to happen is we're going to start with kind of the home base over here, and we're going to have to move out from there. At the beginning of the game, each player is going to get 4 cards into their hand. That's what they're going to use to move around. You can kind of see the golf cart there is at the bottom of every card. That means you're going to be able to use any card to move around with. But then at the top of the card tells you the crisis that you're going to be able to handle with that particular card. All right, so what's going to happen is, at the beginning of each round, we're going to reveal a number of crisis cards based off the number of players. So let's say it's Bethany's turn. She's going to flip over the top one. Okay, some grooming. Every animal who's out here on the habitats that has the grooming need gets one of these crises tokens. Right now there's only 1, so we're going to put it there. Alright, so now it's our turn. We're going to flip over 1. Alright, so this is a harder one. This actually has 2 tokens on it, but it also has a kind of a free little symbol on there that says we get a free card. So let's draw a card, add it to our hand, which is going to help us, but also we need to add some tokens on the board as well. On our turn, what we can do is we can spend a golf cart in order to move to any one of these locations. Let's move over here to this habitat. And now what we need to do is we need to spend a resource that allows us to remove that token. Right, so we've got a card here that has a symbol matching that token. We'll discard that, which allows us to remove that crisis token. Let's say we want to start receiving some of these animals. All right, let's go to one of these habitats. As always, we need to spend a card to travel there. Let's go ahead and spend that. But now let's add some cards to Tiny. Looks like the Tiny wants to play with a ball, so let's put a ball card there. And there's also, we've got a wild symbol here that's going to act as one of these little medic units. Let's put that there as well. We're still missing 1 medic unit, so we're going to have to come back on a future turn, or maybe Bethany on her turn, she can join us over there as well and finish off that card. Say Bethany was able to remove this crisis token, and she was able to maybe add a card onto one of the other animals. But we still have, at the end of our round, a crisis token left on the board. In that case, what we have to do is we have to flip over cards from our resource deck until we reveal that symbol and let it handle that way. All right, let's flip these over. That's a wild symbol. That's going to count. So we're going to remove that. Why is that important? Well, that is kind of our win and lose condition. We need to rescue all of these animals, bring them into our zoo before that deck runs out. That's kind of our timer. So the less cards we have to use solving those crises at the end of the round, the better it's going to be for us, the more time we're going to have to complete all the actions that we need to do. Let's pretend Bethany had enough cards that she was able to get this animal onto the board. We're going to replace it within the deck. And now, starting the next round, we're going to flip over those cards, same as before, one for each player. But now there's additional animals in the zoo that we need to handle. When they're over here, they're not in our zoo yet, so we don't have any crises yet for them. But now that they're out here, if we were to draw one of those grooming tokens or the comb, we'd have to place them on both of those cards. So let's see what that looks like. We got lucky that round. Not only did we not draw the combs, but both things that we drew are in the same habitat, so we're going to spend less actions moving around if we draw the right cards. So remember, this is just kind of the base level of the game. We're going to win if we're able to receive in all of these animals before that deck runs out. Once they're out there on the board, they add to the ones that are pre-printed on the board, and more crises are going to happen. Also, we have a whole bunch of envelopes. If we lose our first game, we get a chance to open that first loss envelope. It's going to give us some assistance in future rounds. But if we win, we get to open our first packet. And it's going to tell us instructions of when we can open all the subsequent packets as well. Once you open the last packet, you can play that. That kind of gives you the full version of the game, all the different options, all the different challenges. The more you progress, the more different challenges you're going to be able to face, and the more fun you're going to be able to have with you and your family.
I thought it was a very excellent design choice to have every single card be also a dual use travel card, because you're only doing two things in this game. You are fulfilling the things that the animals need or dealing with the crises, or you're traveling. So I like that there wasn't a separate traveling deck, or that the traveling cards were shuffled into it. I like that it was every card has it, and I just thought that was a very good design choice. And if you guys have watched our channel for any length of time, you know that I really like cards that have dual usage on it. So obviously I already liked that, but it was also just a very good choice because that is what you're doing in the game. So you still have the option to move regardless of what else is going on.
All right, so as you're playing, the more you play, the more things you unlock. There are 5 envelopes that you get to unlock as a result of progressing through the game. Each one gives you new animals to look at, new challenges to overcome, new special abilities that your characters gain, things like that. So there's 5 of those. The envelopes, you uncover what they call like the classic mode of the game in envelope 4. So that's the kind of mode where if somebody comes over to your house that wasn't part of your campaign, you can say, hey, let's play Miller Zoo. You'd be playing essentially the level 4, the envelope 4 version of the game. It gives you the kind of the right level of challenge, the right level of introductoriness, but still gives you tough things to think about and fun animals to look at, right? Which is where I'm all about. So that's level 4. Level 5 is more stuff, more craziness, more chaos. But on top of that, they give you 5 to look at as you progress. But in the first time you lose a game, you actually get to open up a separate envelope that's your first loss envelope. And that gives you some things, a little bit of a leg up, a little bit of assistance that you might need. And you can choose to use that at any point during the game. So once you unlock it the first time by losing a game, now you have the opportunity to use some of these helps in order to progress through that challenge that might be a tough one for you.
That's what they're called now. These helps.
Well, I didn't want to say exactly what's going on. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but at the same time, yeah, it's just a little benefit. It's some kind of a goodie for you, that a boon in some way that's going to help you get through that challenge that's tough for you.
Yeah. And another thing, like Ryan mentioned, you open these envelopes and they change the game like slightly. You're basically just adding a rule, or you're adding more to a rule. It's not overwhelming, but what it does do is it presents you these challenges, so different ways to win. You have to do this. These characters have to do it. You have to do it with this many things. And so what's fun about that is you have these stickers, and so you can like track your progress with the stickers. So as soon as you win the game with the set criteria, you can put these stickers on it. And like, kids love stickers.
I like stickers.
I know you like stickers.
I like stickers.
Yeah, you like stickers. Kids love stickers.
Okay.
You do not have the affinity for stickers as children do. And everybody who either has children or has worked with children knows exactly what I'm talking about right now. But I just like that. So as the game changes and you do different things, then you have these like miniature challenges and you can get these stickers and track your progress. I like that.
One of the design choices I thought was very, very clever was when you first start off, there's already animals pre-printed on the board.
Yeah.
You don't just start a zoo with no animals, and you're trying to, bring them in one by one, or maybe at the first time or whatever. But the point is, you have animals pre-printed on the board, and you're trying to add to that curation of animals in your zoo. There's 3 different habitats. There's 2 in each habitat. And so you've got 6 animals to start off with. And that represents all 6 of the different crises that you might come across. So the very first time you draw a crisis card, even if you haven't received any new animals in, it's going to be relevant because everything's already represented on the board. So I thought that was a great way to kind of get things started. Show us some animals, let us see some fun stuff, and make, at the very beginning, even the first card you flip over, relevant and a challenge that you have to overcome.
Yeah. Okay, so I enjoyed this game and I had fun playing it, but one of the things that I think is very special about this game is we play a lot of family weight games. Like, a lot of people play a lot of family weight games or games you can play with your family, but I felt like this is one of those games that it wasn't just that it was a family, like, weight, it was a family game.
It was like 4 families to play.
4 families, and I loved that. I'm saying, like, anybody, I don't know, 6 to 12, that range of playing with your children. Like, it was just, I felt like this game was made with families in mind. Not made so families can play, but made with families in mind. And since we have a family, I really, really appreciated that.
Yeah, I think that for a long, long time, I have said that legacy games basically demand a narrative arc to them.
Yeah.
And I still hold that to be true for the most part. Every time we've played a legacy game that had a strong narrative, it has been amazing.
Yeah.
Every time we played a legacy game that had a weak narrative, it was a weak game or a lesser experience. This did not, it was a legacy game, but that did not even try to give it a narrative.
Yeah.
It was essentially, every time you played it, you're playing it with some small expansions or small tweaks to the difficulty. So I enjoyed it for what it did. It didn't give me a narrative, because if it did, it would have been probably a weak one. So I appreciate it. It was just, you were just playing Miller Zoo +1, Miller Zoo, then +2, Miller Zoo +3. Every time you had to open up a new envelope or whatever the case was. So I liked that it was a fresher take on that to me, and in a way, that simplicity made it more charming, more accessible. You could jump in at any point because you have a story you have to catch up on or whatever the case was. I felt like a video game. You play the video game once, and you get to try to get an achievement.
Yeah.
And you do
like
a video
sticker.
Yes. I'm keeping all the stickers. I'm not going to give any to our kids.
What? Why?
I like stickers. I told you I like stickers.
Yeah, but they love stickers.
But I like stickers.
Oh my gosh.
Every other sticker with the kids. No, but it felt like you take a video game and you tried a difficulty, a hard mode, and you get an achievement because of that. That's kind of what it felt like. It really worked with that capacity.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us in all of these places.
Thanks for watching. We will see you next time.
Bye.
You guys, thanks so much for watching. This game was provided to us by a publisher in exchange for a fair and honest review.
And if you want to see more stuff, check out over here to see something we think you might like.
And over here, we think that YouTube has picked out a great video for you you're going to love. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.